YouTube. This is just a quick update on how I am planting my carrots in the polytunnel using a wick system. And I have put a trough on the ground and filled it with water, and Deadly mentioned to me about the water getting algae with the light on it. So a good mention, I hadn't thought of that. So what I've done is I've cut a compost bag up and covered it so as I can cover the water, and the header tank that will carry the compost and the carrots in will sit on top, and that should exclude 90% of the light, and the wicks should go down in between the gaps and soak up the water. And the trough I've used is one like that. It is a compost trough for putting a grow bag in, and I filled it with 20 litres of water, and that's pretty much filled it to the top. So I will show you how I have put the wicks inside the header tank. So this is the capillary matting that I'm using, and all I've done is just fold that backwards and forwards, and I shall push that up through the hole in the bottom of the header tank, which will be holding the carrots, and the one end will be in the water and the other end will be in the soil within the header tank. And this is the header tank. It's just a header tank that you'd find in an attic that holds the cold water, and I've pushed the wick up through one of the holes. I've drilled 3 holes in the bottom, across the bottom there, and pushed the wick up and then just splayed it out, and that will dangle into the water. And then if you can just see inside there, I have fanned it out and folded it over, and I shall position the soil around that, and that's probably about 4 inches high, that wick is, and that should be enough to soak up and keep the bottom of the compost wet. I will wet the capillary matting first, as if to prime it, and I shall also wet the soil as I fill it up, but I shan't be watering it again at all from the top, and this will be in the polytunnel as well. The bottom couple of inches I will fill with farmyard manure, so if the roots manage to get the way down there, they'll have something to feed on. And in theory it should work. I don't see why not, but time will tell, and if you don't try these things you don't know. And if I manage to do this successfully in the polytunnel, it'll give me an earlier crop. I'm doing exactly the same outside, which will be for a later crop and a later harvest for me, but hopefully in the polytunnel it should give me an earlier crop. And there you can see the wicks in position. They are all standing proud, and I shall put the compost around the bottom, around them, to keep them in that shape. I think they're about 4 or 5 inches high, they are. And as you can see, I've put the bottom few inches with some well-rotted farmyard manure in, and now I shall just top it up with the sieve compost that I've got from me last year's potatoes, and also what was in the some of what was in the greenhouse with me tomatoes and peppers. And that is the sieve compost just starting to go on. You can see the tops of the wicks there, so I shall keep watering this in layers until I get to the top, and then I'll sow the carrots on top then. And it'll probably take a couple of wheelbarrows of sieved compost, I would think. And there's the seeds that I will be sowing, and I don't know if the camera's picking up on that, but some of them have got green on them. Now whether that's a mould or a fungi from the saving process, I don't know. It certainly doesn't say that the seeds are treated with anything, and they aren't all the same either. So I just thought I would get that on camera. And this second variety that I'm sowing, you can see that these are no green in there at all. They look good, healthy seeds. And there we are, the tank is now all planted up with carrots, and I'll just keep this piece of perspex on top just to keep a bit of warmth in till they germinate. And I have just planted some in a 30-litre bucket there, and also at the other end of the polytunnel. So that should give me some early carrots hopefully, and I'll use the saucer as a wick on the 30-litre buckets. So I hope I haven't bored you too much. Many thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a great week. Take good care. Kind regards. Bye.